Hello and welcome to Cutting Words. I'm Brad Thompson, and today we continue my Wildborn Witchlight DM guide series with Chapter 2, Hither, the Swamp Fey Domain, the first chapter in the Feywild in the adventure. So a note to players: if you are a player, spoilers ahead, turn away, get off this video. What are you doing? This video is for DMs only. Alright. Players arrive from the Witchlight Carnival through the portal and they arrive in Hither. In this chapter, it is very much like welcome to the jungle, or should I say swamp. So in this chapter, players should feel lost and completely out of their depth as they stumble through this Feywild swamp. This is the time for really play out the fact that the player characters are outsiders. They're new to this place, and mistakes will happen as they stumble through this realm, and should have a lot of fun with that as they interact with all these strange Feywild things for the first time, and make those mistakes and learn from them how the Feywild actually works, as well as a chance to meet and talk to locals to gain that knowledge they need in order to navigate this place. So throughout this chapter, they should have those stumbles, and it should be a lot of fun as they work their way through and learn the 3 rules of Prismeer, which are the all-important 3 rules. So throughout this chapter, they should pick those up, but don't be too worried if they haven't picked up those rules by the end of this chapter. As long as they have it by the end of the chapter 3, it should be fine. But they should start at the very start to piece how things work here, piece that together. The 3 rules of conduct, the 3 rules of Prismeer, are the rule of hospitality. When a friend, an enemy, or a stranger enters your home, you are expected to be gracious and accommodating to them until such a time as they prove by their words or actions undeserving of such hospitality. The rule of ownership. You must not steal from a friend, an enemy, or a stranger. To take something that doesn't belong to you without the rightful owner's permission is a crime, an unforgivable breach of etiquette. Rule of reciprocity. When a friend, an enemy, or a stranger offers you a gift, you are obliged to accept it and offer something of comparable value, be it a gift or a service, in return. Such reciprocation need not happen immediately. So once the players have learned and kind of figured out how to harness these 3 rules, that's when things really start to happen. They can figure out how to manipulate these rules in order to navigate more efficiently around this Feywild and their interactions with the hags later on. But right now in this chapter, in Hither, they should make a lot of stumbles and slowly learn what happens when you don't know those rules and don't follow the rules, and also same thing when we encountering Bavlorna, the hag, at the end of this chapter as well. Same story there, and learn from that, and then develop for future encounters with the other hags and exploring the other realms of Prismeer. Now, especially being the first experience with the Feywild for the players, we should definitely make sure to play up the alien nature of this realm, how everything responds, reacts to emotion here, and just really play out those different aspects. Flowers bloom when they're happy, they droop when you're sad, that sort of thing. Really play up. And there's a good table here in the start of this chapter that helps give you ideas of what you can do to build more atmosphere as they explore. Because this will be their first time in the Feywild, likely their encounters with the Harengon brigands throughout this chapter will most likely result in violence, which is fine. But if they manage to come up with peaceful terms, that's also fine. Just be aware there's a high probability of combat in these early stages and when they're still figuring things out. As the players explore through this realm, they'll visit the 3 locations on the map until eventually reaching the downfall kind of settlement there of the Bullywugs and the Hag's home. It's a very similar format. It's basically the same format for every realm here. So each chapter 2, 3, and 4, each hag realm is You arrive, you explore the realm, you visit 3 locations, then reaches the hag home and interaction with the hag. Then you move on to the next one, next realm. So it's rinse and repeat. It's very similar, very formulaic. So get used to that. But yeah, here in Hither, the first location you get to once you get off that Queensway, and after seeing that balloon crash in the distance, which is just a great. I love imagining this, this balloon crashing. And yeah, you meet at Slanty Tower my favorite NPC, Sir Televar. Fantastic NPC. I wish he had more screen time though. He doesn't last long enough. He heads off home pretty quickly soon afterwards, which is disappointing because he is my favorite NPC in the entire adventure. Sir Televar, the best NPC. But alas, just thought a quick note for him. Go Sir Televar. More, please. Speaking of more, throughout the all the realms really, they do give you a random encounter table, and you got the 3 locations of note. But even still, I feel there's definitely a lot of scope to add more content here. That add more life to these Fey domains, have more denizens running around doing things, more things happening. I definitely feel like the realms can feel a little on the barren side. There's like, where is everyone? I definitely feel like it's a Feywild should be more alive. So definitely don't be afraid to add more to this adventure. Add more content. You can look up stuff online. There's some great stuff on DM's Guild. Otherwise, you can definitely consider using this opportunity to insert more personal plot. So like if you run into adding random things, either add more plots that either tie into the main adventure storyline more, make it stronger, or better yet, add things that are personal and to do with the players' backstories and add encounters in there and thread that even further. As players love personal plot. If you write something special for a player at your table, they will love it forever. So I highly recommend just adding in all the personal plot. Can't go wrong. So eventually, after exploring through Hither, or stumbling through it, more likely, the players will arrive in Downfall, the Bullywog kingdom of sorts, ruled over by King Gallop the 19th, whose many I have here. Yeah. The frog folk are a lot of fun. Thank you, Wizards of the Coast, for sending me some advanced minis here. A fantastic gift. So yeah, so a bunch of Witchlight minis here. But yeah, King Gallop. A good time there. So yes, the nothing really to add there. Like Downfall itself runs pretty well. And of course, we have the all-important Trinket, Bauble, and Charm. The store there, of course, has the unicorn horn for sale, and you can really barter hard with that horn and to ideally show it off, and the players will go, no, it's too much. We can't sacrifice the color of our eyes or the rhythm of our step or what have you, or even harsher things you might come up with. We'll pass for now and then regret it later. Or alternatively, they do go for it and they feel hugely rewarded later when they realize that is hugely plot significant. So either way, it works great, and it should be a great little encounter there. So unicorn horn in the store, Trinket, Bauble, and Charm. Fantastic. Love those guys. Best merchant / thieves guild around. A note with the Downfall map. Originally, I originally misunderstood it. I thought the hag's house was off to the side there. That picture at the top was the hag's home, to the lake to the side of the kingdom of the Bullywogs of Downfall. But no. It's the hag's home is in the center of it all. The settlements kind of loop, have a donut around it, and the Hernan Lake in the center of the kingdom. So yes, I completely mislooked at that graphic there. So I'll just highlight it now just in case others have made the same mistake. So watch out for that. Now, Bavlorna's cottage. Her cottage and, well, all the hag homes are my favorite parts of this entire adventure. They're the best. Sneaking around hags' lairs, especially at lower level, is awesome. Sneaking, trying to sneak around, not get caught, or what have you, or trying to politely meet with this terrifying hag in their lair is fantastic. Can't get enough of it. I've loved every hag home. I love running every hag home. Ah, Dungeons and Dragons is in the name. They do dungeons really well, and hag homes in all three of them in this adventure are done brilliantly. So with Bavlorna's cottage, actually all the hag lairs, because of the leveling, some people are tempted to level players up before meeting the hags the first time, but as written, they do have it that you level up after meeting the hag. But because of the after meeting the hag, you then lead to the next domain, so you almost have 2 level ups back to back. And some people have adjusted that to be, okay, we'll have the level up before being the hag and moving and sneaking into a home or whatever. But I think no. Sneaking around hag homes at lowest level as possible, so in this instance it'll be level 2, is fantastic. Don't level up players before going to a hag's lair. You want them lowest level as possible to make it more terrifying, more sneaking around or meeting this hag. If you level them up before going in, it feels like you're leveling up to go to a boss fight to, take out this hag. No, you're not supposed to be there to have a fight. You're sending the wrong messages there. So don't level up beforehand. Stick with the book, how it says level up after, and we'll get back to how they fill in that gap, that level up issue in a bit. But yeah, so keep it level 2. Don't level up players before meeting the hag of each domain. All right, so sneaking around the cottage, fantastic. And yeah, meeting with Bavlorna, all fantastic. Just keep it as written. It's pretty solid, and hopefully they can catch that shadow and see what's going on with charm. But yeah, it's great fun. I enjoy it, and yeah, no tweaks really. Yeah, they do dungeons really good, guys. Look really good. Fantastic map too. Yes, with Vansel, the satyr who's trapped in that caging off the kitchen balcony in Bavlorna's cottage. Rescuing him and his reward. There's a few characters throughout the adventure who reward players similarly to this, where they go, here you go, and they give you a magic item, a stone of good luck typically, and it only works for 24 hours. I say, just let it last forever. Here's a stone of good luck forever. The adventure's not terribly that long, and why not? Players don't like randomly losing things. Here's a magic item. Oh, by the way, after 24 hours it stops working. Lame. Just give it to them forever, guys. There's no problem here. I see no reason not to just let them have it forever. So obviously they still require attunement, but yeah, just let it be a normal stone of good luck. And that goes for every NPC throughout the adventure who gives a temporary magic item. Just let it be the full thing that lasts forever. It's just cooler. There we go. Now with divvying up the hag items, so when the players first arrived in this domain, any items that Bavlorna has of theirs, which will probably be all the players if you've done that, so each player has lost 3 things, which gives each hag has a thing, but if for some reason players didn't want to go for having 3 things, maybe only some of the players have items that are lost from them, or aspects that are lost from them that Bavlorna has. When divvying up the items, give the items that had the most plot significance to the player, like most change to the player, have them later. So have the younger sister and the older sister, Scabatha. So the later hags have those items that are more like the characters' names, the characters' loved ones or anything like that. Have those later on with the later hags. Anything that's kind of minor, but more trivial, sense of direction, kind of the ability to handwrite, things like that, kind of lower, more fluffy kind of ones, have the earlier hags like Bavlorna and Scabatha can have those earlier ones, because getting those back, it's a minor achievement, yay, but it's not the big thing they're looking for that'd be character defining. Keep those a little bit later in the later hag encounters. So because there's a chance with Bavlorna they might sneak in and get there quite early on, or they might deal with her, in which case it might get a little bit later. It's hard to judge, but it's better to play it safe and put those less significant lost things in Bavlorna's stash because of that. Alright, so once they've encountered Bavlorna and done her chores, they will level up to level 3, and then they'll be ready to head off with Clapperclaw in hand on a grand balloon journey off to Hither, the next domain, also known as Chapter 3. So the little balloon mini here. I love this mini, and I want to use it more and more. But unfortunately, the adventure, as written, doesn't really utilize it much. You got this cool mini, and they just use it to jump in, and they go to the next chapter and land, and you're done. That's it. So I want to do more of this balloon. Also, they just level up level 3. When they reach Hither, chapter 3, they will level up to level 4 straight away. Hold on, there's not much time there, is it? So, my thinking here is, why not have some balloon encounters? So they're flying on the balloon, they've got to protect the balloon, have some combats in the balloon, especially if they had much combats, because it's a pretty combat low adventure, so you can always insert some more combats if that's what the players want. Although you can insert some more personal plots, more role-play encounters, that sort of thing, if that's what they like too, just to pad things out. Maybe some something they need to do to leave the balloon online before they head off, or something they're on the balloon, flying along to the next realm over. Something happens in the mist, and they protect the balloon while traveling through the mist between realms. An idea I quite like is having a rival archfey in a neighbouring domain of delight, taking advantage of the fact that Bavlorna has not been active for a while. He has no idea what happened to her. Frankly, don't care. More of a courtly rival. Meh. I'm going to take advantage of the situation and sending minions off to slowly expand my borders and eat away at Prismeer's borders. And so potentially you could have some lesser flying fae or flying monkeys or something like that if you're Wizard of Oz thing, harassing the balloon, minions of this rival archfey. And they could try and protect the balloon. The balloon gets damaged, and so when it lands in Chapter 3, there's a good reason for them not to keep using the balloon, because the book itself does not give any real reason why they couldn't just use the balloon forever. It's a bit weird where the Bully World pilot's like, well, I'm going to go now, but hold on, aren't you going to give us a ride everywhere? No, why? Reasons? Yeah, it was a bit weak. But the balloon's damaged and needs repairing or something like that, then they can help get the balloon off screen, or you could do more of the balloon, if that's what you want. Just be careful with them skipping over between other encounters in the balloon, to think about that and plan for that. But yeah. So yes, and also the rival archfey sets up some potential courtly politics if they explore the Feywild after this adventure for further adventures, because I'm a big fan of the Summer Court and the Gloaming Court, just all the Fey court politics. I love that stuff. One of my favourite aspects of the Feywild. And so doing more with that sounds good to me. So that is an option anyway. But you can do whatever. But yeah, I just really like this mini and I want to do more with it. So yeah, something to help pad out that gap there. And without doubt, personal plot, personal plot, personal plot. Everyone loves getting personal plot. Yeah, find a loved one, find a thing going on with the character, find whatever, put that in an adventure. They'll always love it. All right, so that's chapter 2. Hither. After this chapter, they should be starting to figure out now how the Feywild works a bit. They've got those 3 rules, and or at least start to figure out those 3 rules. And now moving on to chapter 3 and meeting Skabatha and dealing with her, they're more likely to utilize those rules to their advantage, which is a good thing too, because Skabatha is definitely that whole setup does not lead itself well to a just having a friendly cup of tea roleplay encounter. That's definitely more of a sneak and or combat. But we'll get to that when we get to chapter 3. All right, so yeah, that's chapter 2. Thanks for watching another episode of Cutting Words in my DMing series for the Wild One Witchlight. If you like my videos, please consider subscribing. It really helps the channel and means you don't miss any of my videos as they come out. Win-win. Also hit that like button if you like this video in particular. Okay, until next time, see you around.